Okay, so today we've got something a bit different and I think special. We both think very special. So I
Yes,
decided
exactly.
that I'll do a little talk on here about the negativity that I have faced with music and internet and all this shit. So I thought, I don't want me to be on here just like moaning and whining because no one wants to hear that, do they? So I've brought Dan Wicks on here so
Hello.
he can jolly it up. And here he is, look at him there, all smiling in his nice little
I,
studio.
I, I am here. Yes, exactly. All smiling as per usual.
Yes. It's always good to see someone so happy, but in a natural
Yes,
way.
I try to be.
In a
Well,
natural
thank
way.
you. Thank
Not
you.
like
I try
not
to be. I
like one of
try.
those people who's like constantly smiling, no matter what mood they're in. That's weird. I've known
Yeah,
people like
yeah. I
that.
mean, there's only so much smiling you can do. I try to keep it. Try to keep all the smiling for when I'm in front of other people.
Yeah. So and I find it weird. It's like this bloke who I know of, I don't know him personally, but I've seen him around here, and he's smiling all the time, regardless of what he's doing. And it's just, I tell you something scary about him.
Yeah, you kind of it's almost like there's a facade being put up. So because
Hmm.
it's so much
Yeah.
happiness, I guess, more than you're expecting to see. It's almost like you feel like there's a facade being put
Yeah.
up, so you start to not trust it.
Exactly, that's it. It's like there's something weird going on here. There's something weird. So, this
Something bizarre.
conversation, we were talking about this the other night, weren't we? The other evening, I was talking to you
Yes.
about it.
Yes.
So, the real question is, where do you want me to start? So, I'll let you lead where you want me to start.
I've got a few things that I know you want to bring up.
Yes.
Um, and there's a couple of points, so maybe we should tackle them together. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
where the words "tribute Lennon" are put together.
Over
Um,
there.
why don't we start there?
Oh, okay. So, there are some tributes. There's a lot of John Lennon tributes, let's face it. There's loads of them. And, there was one of them who I got on quite well with, but I don't really talk to him much anymore. But there's quite a few of them who buy into the whole thing that because John is dead, they can
Hmm.
literally take on his entire personality. You know, it's
Hmm.
like anyone thinks I am actually John Lennon. You know, you get it with the other
Yeah.
ones. So you get some of the Elvis guys are like that. But like, you know
Hmm.
what? He's dead, so I can take it all the time. What is fine when you're in character, but then when you come out of it and you've got this arrogance level,
Hmm.
what is weird. But there was one guy. This goes back, Christ, this is probably one of my first internet hiccups, shall we say. So this is quite a long time ago. And I haven't heard my voice. I didn't hear my voice singing until I started singing lessons in 2020. I didn't hear it at all.
Hmm.
And I didn't hear, actually, this ties you into it. I haven't heard myself speak on recording until I listened to the podcast I first did with you. That was the first time
Oh,
I actually
okay.
heard my. I hate hearing myself back. I hate
Interesting.
it. Like if I'm downstairs or out somewhere and well, a
Hmm.
family are listening to something and I come on, I'm like, turn it off. I don't want to turn it off, please. I don't want to hear it. So I never listened to myself back, but there was one bloke I was talking to on a Facebook group, and he goes, "Oh, I'm a record producer. I can produce this. I can do all different sounds. If you send me a song of you singing like an Oasis song or a Beatles song, I can make it sound like that." I was like, "Oh, make me sound like John Lennon, make me do it." He goes, "I can do
Hmm.
it, no trouble. You send me a thing in." And I said, "Right, cool." Sent it in, and then I paid him like £45, I think it was. And he goes, "I do it." 2 weeks later, he goes, "Here you go. Tell me what you think." I went, "Oh yeah, I love it." I didn't listen to it back. I didn't listen to it at all because I don't like listening to myself. But I
Hmm.
thought he's a professional. I believe him. So I gave it to a couple of friends who have radio stations or had radio stations, and they were like, "Oh yeah,
Hmm.
I'll put it on there. If this sounds great." And I thought, "Oh, I sound great, fantastic. I've done good.
Yeah.
This bloke's done good." And it then comes out about 2 weeks later, and this bloke writes to me, a tribute artist man, and he goes, "That's not you. That's so and so." Which I told you about. I said, "No, it's not. It was me because I believed it was. It wasn't." The bloke who actually recorded it, no, mixed it for me. He uses someone else's
Hmm.
audios off of YouTube without me knowing because I told him I don't listen to it back. Wait, is it back?
Hello, you're back.
I don't know what happened there. Don't know. It just went off.
You just dropped out.
It just dropped out. I can't see you now, but you can still hear me, and I'm still recording. So
Perfect.
I'll continue prattling on about it. So yeah. I didn't know that it wasn't me on the recording, so I'm putting it about to people
Yeah.
saying, "Listen to this, listen to that," and then it all turned out that one night I was looking on Facebook, and this tribute artist, who is the actual one they use for audio of, he put on there
Mm.
without contacting me first about this person's using me. They try and make money off of me. He's what do you call me? He called me. I'm going to be swearing on this, so people can turn off if they don't like it.
Mm.
He called me a fucking little cunt. He called me a bastard.
Mm.
He called me a twat. He called me an idiot. He called me the R word that I won't repeat on here. He said that he wanted to punch my lights out if he ever saw me and throttle me to death because he is the embodiment of John Lennon, is what he said. Um,
Mm.
he put this on Facebook one evening, and then there was about 300 comments underneath it. Everybody backing him up, saying, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, you know, I think you like if I see him, I'm going to beat him up too." All this sort of shit, you know.
Mm.
And I was like, I don't know what's going on here. So I listened to it back and then realised
Mm.
what had gone on. I wrote to him and he just told me, "Oh, fuck off, you little cunt. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to sue you." I was like, what?
Mm.
Now, any road. Yeah, so this bloke's putting a big long rant on there and stuff, and he has all these people on there
Mm.
saying, "Oh, how, you know, right he is and how shit I am." All people I don't know. But bear in mind, a lot of these people are like 40s, 50s. I think the bloke who was a tribute
Mm.
artist was like late 50s. And
Mm.
I was 15. So this is like a 40, 50
Yeah.
year old saying he wanted to kill, murder, and throttle someone who he knew was 15.
Mm.
Yeah. So that was like,
That's not good. Yeah, no, my take on what you said there. First thing, as far as it, from what it sounds like, he just went in gun ho and
mm-hmm.
didn't even try to um, check any kind of facts or anything
No.
like that. Secondly, he also went in gun ho at what he may well have known to be a literal child, as in
Yep.
somebody who is under the age of 18 and
hmm
is genuinely considered a child by the law.
Yeah.
And then, thirdly, it's like, where's just common decency and manners in this? Because, like, if at the end of the day, if you feel someone has slighted you or done something they shouldn't have done towards you, etc., if
hmm
you confront them, especially if you're not confronting them in person, it's even easier to be polite in many
Yeah.
ways because you haven't got to deal with the physical presence that is there of another person.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, where has that's gone? At the end of the day, I mean, ultimately, somebody else has taken your work
Yeah.
and effectively made their own work out of it using someone else's work,
Yeah.
effectively here,
Yeah.
which is a mad thing to think about.
Mm.
But yeah, it's just no decency
No.
in that.
It was just out of blue. It was like, okay. And then you got comments on Facebook and stuff like, "Oh, why did you do this?" Well, I didn't actually do it. So it wasn't like, I wouldn't have
Yeah.
done it otherwise because I mean it's Facebook, it's a Facebook, Beetle groups and stuff. They would have, clocked it straight away, if
Mm.
I'd done it. So why would
Yeah.
I do that?
Yeah.
But it was, yeah,
That
really
is a bit
strange. And everybody
mad.
was like, "Oh, he's so much like John Lennon. He's like John Lennon reincarnated. He hanged out with Paul McCartney. He done this. He's so peace and love. You must
Mm.
have done something to him." That's what I was told. You must have done something. I was like,
That
oh,
is quite literal gaslighting.
yeah.
So there you go. Potential adults gaslighting what they may potentially know to be a child. There
Mm-hmm.
we go. I'm only saying all
Exactly.
alleged, of course,
Yeah.
in terms of whether they knew this or not.
Yeah.
Um, but that is effectively that is what that
Yeah.
is gaslighting a child.
Mm. I mean, I know a bloke
That
who
is
actually
mad.
tipped him off was this bloke who used to do like
Mm,
jingles and stuff for
mm,
radio stations, and for some reason he hated me for no reason whatsoever because I used to do like
mm.
posters for like a couple of Beatles shows and stuff, and he used to write to me saying, "Why do you do the posters all the time? Why do you do them?" And that's what got him annoyed. So when he saw this opportunity, he just ran with it, and he knew my age for sure. He did. So
Yeah.
he was the one who kind of instigated it. He was a bit of a troublemaker, but it all kind of like, as I was like, okay, I'll just take
This,
it
I
down.
mean,
Yeah.
this is the. I know, like, there in the online music circles, there are obviously certain fan bases where um, there is they're known for in certain individuals or
Yeah.
having a larger group of individuals,
Hmm.
still the minority, of course, but the
Yeah.
larger group of individuals who are more toxic, let's say.
Hmm.
And I've had experience with the Beatles and the
Yeah.
Police in that regard,
Hmm.
and I think, like, from what I've heard, these are fan bases where there are some toxic individuals that a lot
Yeah.
of people are aware are there,
Hmm.
rather than it's like it's not a surprise. Put it
Yeah.
that way when these kind of stuff
Yeah.
happens, and I had it recently myself with
Hmm.
the Beatles community, not in the same way, not to that level,
Yeah.
but it's funny, and the way they do it is always the same.
Hmm.
They don't realize how you can. They don't know how to reply to comments,
Oh
so
no.
you reply back to them, and then
Yeah.
they comment a separate comment as
Yeah.
that reply to you, which is
Yeah.
hilarious in and of
Yeah.
itself. But like I put up a video where I was talking about McCartney One and Ram.
Yeah.
And I said about how revolutionary these two albums were. It was after watching the Man on the Run documentary, and I was
Mm.
just talking about how at the time, not necessarily critically acclaimed, but have become
Yeah.
critically acclaimed over time because they have influenced styles of music which became popular years and years after their
Yeah.
release. So,
Mm.
for example, they basically both albums inspired the lo-fi
Yeah.
movement. Many people consider both of them to be lo-fi albums. That caused a problem with people because Ram was recorded in a studio, and I'm
Yeah.
like, well, at the same time, Paul McCartney actually had the highest quality
Yeah.
recording equipment for home recording.
Mm.
McCartney One's not that lo-fi. It's just
Yeah.
recorded in a house.
Yeah.
Like it's so you can make the argument about that, but you're
Yeah.
happy with that side. But you're not happy with Ram being called that. Now, also you can make a lo-fi album in a studio.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing stopping you doing that. Because there's lo-fi music is not just about fidelity, it's about aesthetic, it's also
Yeah.
about it's about theme as well. Certain themes are considered lo-fi themes, for example,
Yeah.
homeliness, the family, etc. Warmth is just lo-fi as a
Yeah.
theme. So like there is that element as well. But yeah, it just came under fire, predominantly from older people as well.
Yeah.
And it wasn't many of them. There's only a couple, to be fair. Most people commented were great,
Yeah.
but they are, let's say, they are older men. Let's
Yeah.
say that.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's bizarre because he's sitting there thinking, I've done nothing here. All I've done,
Yeah.
even if it's misinformation, does it
Yeah.
really matter?
No.
Can you not just scroll on?
Yeah.
Like, really? Because this misinformation, let's put it this way, it ain't going to lead to anyone getting hurt.
No. It's just, I'm
So
sure but they're like,
But
oh
it
no,
also
we're
could be an
adults.
opinion.
Yeah, we're like,
I
oh,
could have been given an opinion.
we were like, oh, we were in our 20s, we were in our 30s when the Beatles were out. So, okay. Now, you're younger, you can't have an opinion. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, it's stupid,
like-
isn't it?
But well, also the beauty. I think the differences between people like that, and again, it kind of does tie into yours. Well, I said kind of. It definitely ties into your
Yeah.
story because of that sort of the righteous feeling of a Lennon tribute act who has hung
Yeah.
out with Paul McCartney, and the way people were gaslighting you about that.
Yeah.
He's more worthy than you to be able to do this, even though you hadn't done it. By the way,
Yeah.
let's just make
Yeah.
that clear. He's more worthy than you is basically what they're saying, and it's like, here's the difference, right? People who were there at the time
Yeah.
have the beauty of experiencing it.
Mm.
People who were there after the fact have the beauty of every single bit of information,
Yeah.
every single bit of research, every single opinion, and every single first-hand account written down.
Yeah.
And they can study it and they can create a picture. The problem with people who were there at the time, especially those who don't take the time to basically study it in the same
Yeah.
way younger people have to, is that they can't generate an opinion on anything that isn't based on purely their own experience.
Yeah.
And your own experience, let's be real, one person's experience is never the truth.
Yeah.
It's their truth.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter whether it's, just being there at the time to watch a band, or whether it's, a poor experience you've had with a certain group of people,
Yeah.
i.e., you know,
Yeah.
ourselves with the Lennon tribute community
Yeah.
and the Beatles community. You know, our experiences aren't worth, you know, the actual hell of a lot of research you could do on those
Yeah.
communities, let's say, or
Mm.
research that's out there.
Yeah.
Hence, I preface, you know, there are some that are known as
Yeah.
having toxic elements of toxicity within the
Mm.
fan base, or people who are, because that's not just drawing from my own personal experience. I'm drawing from the experience of others that I know,
Yeah.
and I won't name names. I know
Yeah.
quite a few people, including yourself, who've had
Yeah.
this. So, but yeah, sorry, that's my take.
It is. I agree with you. It's
I'll
just.
shut up now before I get myself in trouble.
Nah. Well, we're not saying names, so it's fine. If they think it's
No,
them, then
no,
it's them, isn't it? But
yeah,
there's a lot of weird people. So I used to put. You probably seen it on there, like a John Lennon tribute page on here. I think
yeah,
you've seen it on
yeah,
there.
yes,
And
yes, on yeah,
and they used to get quite a lot of likes. I was getting like 100, 200 likes, some photographs
yeah,
at one point.
yeah,
And it was fine up until that point. People got annoyed by that. And there was like a group of kids who were all meant to be like religious, so quite a lot of religious kids. Not all of them, but a couple of them. And they actually went to the bother of making up fake accounts to troll us. And then when we didn't retaliate to them, I had big on things. Fuck them, they're bastards, they're this, they're that, because they didn't like me and Ben. And the one what apparently really pissed them off was I took a photograph of my eye. That was it. And they said, "What's this got to do with music?" Well, it hasn't. I'm not saying it's got anything to do with music, but that
Yeah.
was the one that pushed them over the edge. And then people took their side over it, even though I did nothing wrong again, what was weird. But yeah, I was like, "What the hell is your issue exactly?" Just like I woke up one day and thought, "Who should I pick? Him."
yeah,
And that was the only thing about it. If I had done something, if you don't like me because I've done something, good, fair enough. That's it. We don't have to talk to each other.
yeah.
But when I've done nothing, and they just say, I'm like, at least give me an opportunity to do something to piss you off before before you start. You know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, to be honest, a lot of it as well. It's because people love something so much, they
Yeah.
feel like they have the right to gatekeep that as well, and that's kind of what you had there. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, taking a photo of your eye, and they were like, "What's this got to do with music?" Like they're trying to gatekeep your own social media.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
because they love music that much, or they love, you know, bands similar to yourselves that much, or whatever, that they feel they have the right to gatekeep it. And it's like,
Yeah.
no, no, no. You can, you have no right to do
Yeah.
that. You have barely any at all. No,
Yeah.
not even barely any. You have none. There is
Yeah.
no right to gatekeep. You're just a bloke on the internet. I'll say bloke because I'm assuming it was
Yeah.
mostly male.
Yeah.
Let's be real here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
It's
gatekeepers.
really weird. It's like another one. What was quite interesting was quite a few times because I've got a mate in America and he's in his 70s, but he's a really big Beatle nut. What you don't know about guitars, what are Beatle related, if you ask him, he'll know everything
Yeah,
because he learned about it. He learned about it, he's
Yeah.
collected it, he's done all this, he's done a lot of research. So I have kind of like an inside knowledge of it. So I ask him something, he tells me what it is. And then a few times I've shared that on Instagram. And people have said, "No, it's not right. You're wrong. You're wrong." And then a few months later on, I'm like, someone else puts it on there who is more high profile, and they say, "Oh yes, we knew this all along. I told everyone like months ago, 2 years ago." But they said, "Oh no, you didn't. You got it wrong." One of the ones was I said they had tortoiseshell pics that were black. They were actually dark brown, and that caused an argument. They decided you got the wrong colour tortoiseshell. And I said, all I said was dark tortoiseshell. You were hinting at black. You should have said dark brown. There was ones where
it's a pointless argument. That.
it really is. There was one where
Doesn't
you've
make
got the
a
wrong
diff- it
guitar
does.
strings. And then it was, I put the right guitar strings on. It's out of tune. No, it's not. I prove it isn't. Oh, well, why have you got a cheap Beatles suit? You should have a posh one. And then a few months later, you got a posh one. You don't deserve a posh one. Not with the cheap Beatle boots you've got on. You need proper Beatle boots. So then I put a photograph on it. Look, I got real Beatle boots. You don't deserve real Beatle boots. What?
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this argument about? What are you getting out of this?
It's
What
just
is-
gatekeeping. It's
Yeah.
literally gatekeeping. It's people trying to gatekeep things because they feel like they are worthy of this more
Yeah.
than other people. Because I bet you put it this way, right? A lot of the people who say stuff like that, they don't even have that kind of
No.
stuff. They don't have the guitars you have. They don't have
Hmm.
the clothes you have.
Yeah.
They don't have that. They want that,
Exactly.
but they can't have it. But because they think of themselves as such a big Beatles fan or such
Yeah.
a big fan of whatever artist, they then gatekeep it, or they try to gatekeep it and stop you from having that.
Yeah.
Because they can't fathom a world in which someone of their status of fan
Yeah.
doesn't have it and someone else does.
Yeah.
They can't fathom that. It's not something they can think about.
It's just mental.
Yeah, it is mental. Yeah, mental.
There was quite a few of them at some point. You kept doing it to me and Ben. They hated everything we done. Everything me and Ben done was a target, mostly at me. Because what it was originally, they were kind of like, we want Ben to do some bass for us and stuff, but he was doing it for me. He was doing the bass for me, and that annoyed him as well because he chose he chose me, that sort of stuff. And because Ben was like, he just came out of nowhere, like, oh, here he is doing bass playing. And they thought, oh, we want him, but I got him.
Yeah,
I got him.
yeah.
There you go. I caught him, but that pissed him off a bit again. So it's just like, and it was every day. I mean, Ben got a little bit of it, but I got it out every single day. Here comes another one. Here comes another one. I was like, I'm putting like a couple of posts on. What is this to do with you? And there was quite a gang of them, and a couple of the guys kind of got a little bit scared, I think, and then basically like, oh no, I didn't say anything. No, it wasn't me. It definitely wasn't me. No, started backtracking. But a few of them just kept on and on for months, and then they just disappeared. And I was like,
Yeah.
what the hell? You just disappeared. You got fed up
It's
then.
coward's way out.
Yeah. And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm not even getting a conversation with you. And so I can't see the point of it.
Yeah.
And it's just so weird. There was another one going back to John Lennon tributes. Christ, there's a lot of weird John Lennon tributes. I was in Liverpool last year, last year. And there was a bloke there. Well, when you're in Liverpool, you bump into quite a few John Lennon tribute artists. You're looking around, and you're like, I'm sure I've seen you on Instagram. I've seen you. Not that I'm a fan, but you can see. You notice people.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
And there was one in the Cavern Club I went to. I was in the Cavern Club, and I was walking around, and I knew of this guy. I never talked to him. He's never talked to me, but we're kind of, we know of each other, obviously.
Yeah.
And he stood next to me, leaned against the bar, and he gave me such a dirty look, and then just went, ugh, and turned his head the other way. And I was like,
Yeah.
what was that about? I did. I saw him, I thought, well, you're looking at me, I'm looking at you. We kind of know each other on Instagram, or seen each other probably. So I'll smile. And that smile was what got that reaction. I was like, well, screw you. I'm not smiling at you again. That's
Yeah. It's just pathetic, isn't it? It's
it
pathetic.
is. And it's like, I don't know. I say, if people get annoyed by something I've actually done, like if I were to put something on here and say, I love Donald Trump, or whatever, if I was to do something really offensive, and they don't like me for it, good, I don't mind.
Yeah.
But when I'm literally just smiling hello at someone, or putting a photograph of my eye on there, or putting a photograph of my Beatle boots, and that's causing this sort of crap, and it's like, why are you so lame? What is this people? It must be very boring, lonely people.
Yeah. I mean, I assume it is. I mean, put it this way. I mean, there's a lot of people out there who try and fill in gaps.
Yeah.
Especially with their fandoms and things like that. And yeah, I mean, a lot of them are that. And the problem is, what they need to do is actually address the gaps and fix them, fix the holes before filling them in with something else.
Yeah.
Like actually fix the holes itself. That a lot of that happens. Yeah, I mean, you talk about Ben there. You've got another thing you want to talk about with Ben, haven't you?
Oh god,
that makes it sound like you're going to moan about Ben. You're not, are you?
Ben's
You're not moaning
fine.
about Ben.
I'm not moaning about
Ben's
Ben.
great.
Ben's good, yeah. We don't.
No, he's great.
I tell you, that's one thing that I was saying the other day. Actually, me and Ben have never had well, I started talking to him in 2019, so in whatever it is, coming up for 7 years this December or something. Christ, bloody hell, it's gone too fast. But we haven't ever had like an argument, ever. Not what I consider an argument anyway. I don't argue with people.
Yeah.
And maybe sometimes it might be good for us if we had a little argument, Sometimes, I don't know when, but sometimes people need a little bit of an argument, but we don't argue, so that's quite good, I think. It's like we don't argue with each other. Fantastic. But it seemed to have pissed a lot of people off that me and Ben do music together.
Mm,
Um, from all kind of, from people who are like locally, or
mm,
people who've never met either of us, and it's like, why is it pissing you off? But I get like fake accounts come up to write a message to me, then they delete the account.
mm,
And they're like, "I'll leave Ben alone. You're gonna hold him back. You're gonna do this." I was told by one person, "You can't be friends with him because I want to be friends with him more." I'm like, okay.
yeah.
And this one person actually wrote to me who I don't know if he even talks to. Don't think he ever did actually, but if he did, I didn't know about it. But she goes, "Oh well, I can't remember who she was. She's some sort of asexual or pansexual, something like that."
Mm,
She it was her thing like constantly telling people, and that's cool, whatever you want. But she was like, "He's LGBTQ, so I'm more worthy to be his friend than you are," and that's what I was told
mm,
because they are both in the LGBTQ rainbowy thing. Because of that, she was more worthy of being his friend than I was, because I wasn't in that community, whatever word I'm looking for
yeah.
is.
I mean,
That was what I was told.
at the end of the day, it's Ben's choice who he wants to
Yeah.
be friends with. It's nothing to do with anyone else.
Mm.
It's his choice. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter, it really doesn't matter what
No.
communities he belongs to. It is his choice to choose his friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, it's like I don't get it. There's like people saying you can't do music with Ben. It's like, well, it's Ben's choice. Like it is Ben's
Exactly.
choice, and
Yeah.
Ben wouldn't do it if he didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And at the same time as well, it's like there's also nothing to stop you both doing your own music and then music together at the same
Yeah.
time as well. So like, there's nothing to stop that.
Mm.
Um, yeah, it's bizarre.
It
The
is.
friendship thing's the bizarre one to me more than
Yeah.
anything,
Yeah.
purely because like that's like at the end of the day, music is music. People have opinions on music and
Yeah.
things like that. Whatever, you can put it down to opinion,
Mm.
but I mean, not wanting, basically saying that that some people deserve to be other people's friends more than others.
Yeah.
That yes, it's an opinion, but it's a crap opinion,
Oh
right?
God.
Because
Yeah.
it's not right. Just because you've got an opinion doesn't mean you're right.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, okay, why are people gatekeeping people's friends now? Why is this?
Yeah.
Why? I thought we got to this point when in the world we were starting to gatekeep less and less and less. Look at the music world.
Yeah.
Anyone can now put a single out on Spotify.
Mm.
Anyone can now go on social media and promote themselves and get as much traction as
Yeah.
somebody who's at a major label with
Mm.
all the money behind them. The gatekeeping isn't there anymore
Yeah.
in the same way. I mean, it is still, because you're still gatekeeping to an algorithm and things, but
Yeah.
it's not there in the same way anymore. Everyone can do it.
Yeah.
So if we're getting rid of that gatekeeping. Why are we trying to gatekeep people personally now, like in their
Start.
personal lives?
Yeah.
Why are we doing that now?
I don't.
Like,
I don't.
what?
I really don't know where it was. It was just a weird time. All that kind of like dropped off, but I got loads of people saying, "Oh, you're shit. Ben's better than you. Ben's this and that." But here's the thing, and Ben won't mind me saying this. I am, and I've talked to you about this. I am go 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 go. I'm making demos every day.
Mm,
I'm doing. I'm much faster.
yeah.
Ben is much slower than me.
Mm,
I'm not talking
mm,
mentally. We're both
no.
quite smart, but but he's slower in the process of it. He takes longer to
Mm,
do things. He's
yeah.
more thorough, maybe.
Mm,
I'm more raw about it. I think that's probably the best way of putting it.
mm,
And the thing is, because of that, I'm all right with waiting for Ben to take, 6 months to do one
yeah.
demo. But also, he's happy with putting up with me sending demo.
Yeah.
Where there could be a lot of people who wouldn't want me to keep sending demos to them. But
Yeah.
then there could be a lot of people who wouldn't want to wait for Ben to do a demo, what takes months.
Yeah. It's a give
So,
and take, isn't it? It's
yeah,
part of friendship. It's part of, well, that's not even friendship. That's just part of a working
yeah,
relationship. At
exactly.
the end of the day, you're both like, your skills complement each other, and part of your skills are the fact that you can, you have a work rate, of an absolute, workhorse, right?
Yeah.
Like you can put
Mm.
out, demos left, right, and center.
Yeah.
But Ben's strength is sitting back and going, right, how can I now make this song to
Hmm.
the vision I have in my head,
Yeah.
and get it back in a way in which both myself and Jay will be exceptionally happy with this,
Yeah.
and Sel as well, by the way. We should
Yeah.
say she's got to be happy too. So everyone's got to be happy
Yeah.
in the band, all three of you. So yeah, it's a dynamic that needs to work, right?
Mm.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, between the three of you, I guess you must have that because how long's it been now? You know, like I think
Well,
was it 5 years,
five
wasn't it?
years
Yeah.
when we were recording this 2 days ago.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's been a very weird. It's like every time you think, the idiots have gone away. There's a new idiot that turns up, but and it's
A
just
new person turns up to say something. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, one thing what I actually got a few months ago was I got someone who sent me a voicemail on my phone. Now, how they got my phone number, I don't know.
Mm.
And it said, "This is Exeter Hospital. Ben
Mm.
has been in an accident, and do not contact him. Do not write to him. Do not contact his family until someone contacts you. He's been in a
Mm.
bad accident." This is what the voicemail said. Now I'm thinking,
Yeah.
fucking hell, my mate's
Mm.
been in a bad accident. That is what I instantly thought. But then I thought, well, wait, this sounds like AI voice.
Yeah.
So I write to Ben, and it said Ben online. I was like, okay. And I said, you're right. Oh yeah, yeah. I've been out, been out for a walk or something. I was like, I got this. Ben goes, Did they were they using my voice? What would they be using? So you're focusing on the wrong bit.
Yeah.
It's like people go to a point of somehow finding my number
Yeah.
to make an AI voice of a fake receptionist for a real hospital to get me not to write to Ben. I was like, well, in what world do you think I would say, oh, Ben's been rushed to hospital? I'm going to contact nobody.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. You're at
Because
least
the
going to ask
receptionist
someone.
tells me. I mean, if a flipping King of England came up to me and said, don't contact him, I'd be like, fuck that.
Yeah.
You
He's
know?
my mate. I'm going to go and make sure he's okay.
Yeah. Oh God, people are crazy, but it has mostly been like you get a few weird things on TikTok and stuff, but
Mm.
generally not that much. I did put one video on there what I showed you the other week. It was on Michael Barrymore. Oh no, this might be
Mm.
flagged now as well. And you know, I suppose people call him a bit controversial now or whatever.
Mm.
What's up to them? But I put it on there just thinking, oh look, he gave us a shout out. Gave my dog a shout out. That's nice. That's what I liked.
Yeah.
And all that sort of stuff. But yeah, first I'm like, fuck you, fuck you. His messages on there, and then one person said, fuck you. I hope that he dies, you die, and your dog. I was
Yeah.
like, don't bring my dog into it, you arsehole.
Yeah.
Now, why come at you with that? I've done nothing.
Mm.
Weird.
Yeah. And that's the bizarre thing. It's kind of like it's. I mean, there's multiple things at play, isn't there? Like, first thing, you shouldn't be wishing death upon anyone.
Yeah.
Obviously, you are technically being. It's the equivalent of being verbally assaulted.
Yeah.
But obviously through a comment. I mean, it is. There's no way around it. It is cyberbullying technically,
Yeah.
but also, at the end of the day, like, there's also. Here's the thing, right? Like, I think you can probably understand this as well. Like,
Hmm.
you could understand why, at the end of the day, Michael Barrymore is considered a controversial figure.
Yeah.
He has got a history that is tied into, that is tied into what was a court case, etc.,
Yeah.
about something terrible that happened. So that is there. Obviously, you can probably see how
Yeah.
that might trigger somebody potentially, etc. Understandable, but at the end of the day, if you're willing to go online and to go out into the real world, you also have to accept that you may get triggered at some point,
Yeah.
and just because you are triggered, that does not give you the right
Hmm.
to then verbally, well, not verbally, but to
Yeah.
then either verbally assault someone or to cyberbully somebody or to act in any way
Yeah.
untowards towards them. It does
Mm.
not give you the right to do so. But what you do have the right to do is turn off or
Yeah.
scroll on
Yeah.
or walk away. You
Mm.
have the right to do that. If you're outside and something has triggered you and you walk away and the thing
Yeah.
that triggers you has followed you and continuously,
Mm.
that will end up getting towards harassment. That's when
Yeah.
that's when something is wrong and there is an issue.
Yeah.
But you always have a right to walk away,
Mm.
and I think people need to remember that. Like, you know, at the end of the day, you know, put it this way, it's not like anything was confirmed in that scenario.
Yeah.
If anything, I think it was. I don't, forgive me. I don't know the ins and outs of the proceedings, but I think it was the other way. If anything, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I
He was
think
cleared.
was
He was
he
cleared.
was cleared,
Yeah.
exactly. So technically, in theory, there is no controversy.
Yeah.
Obviously, it will linger over, but in theory, there's no controversy there as well. So you
Yeah.
also have to remember that. You have to look at it from your perspective there, is that actually, in reality, there's no controversy. He's a public figure who is one of the UK's biggest TikTokers as well.
Yeah.
He's done something really kind for us, and just by having chance giving us a shout out. I just want to show that to people, to say, hey, I'm really proud of the fact that I got one of the UK's biggest TikTokers and an ex-TV personality to give us a shout out, and somehow they managed to do that, and I'm really thankful to them for it, because you know, this could help. If he's recommending the band, this could actually help us get some streams and listens. So, you know, I'm really happy with that. There's nothing to stop you from doing that, right? And there's nothing to say you shouldn't necessarily actually do it as well. But then it comes down to, well, if that is then potentially triggering for you, then either say something constructive or walk away.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's again. I assume you wouldn't be you wouldn't be upset if someone actually just called you out on it, but in a nice way.
Yeah.
I doubt you'd actually care that much at all. It's like
no.
but if someone calls you out in a horrible way, and in a way that is violent towards you, or aggressive, or is verging onto, or in fact cyberbullying, then that's a problem, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely weird, because there's loads of stuff that you see online. You know what I always say? That's stupid. That's, you know, whatever it is. You know, maybe some political stuff, or people spreading crap about something or other. And I'm like, that's annoying. But I don't go on there and say, oh, here's my opinion. I just go, right, move on to the next part. Oh, look, here's a photograph of a guitar. Much better. My day's got better now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's also perspective as well. You know, like at the end of the day, you know, you are a band looking to promote yourself, find interesting ways to promote yourself. You know, and you know, you've had somebody that's really well known acknowledge you as a band, which is amazing. And let's have some perspective here. There are people on the same platform that video was shared, where no hatred or anything negative was actually shown on your page. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Yet there are people out there who are actively I would argue there's prominent figures out there, but I'm not going to say any names, and I'm going to say allegedly.
I know what you mean.
Doing it. But yes, there are people on TikTok, just normal, regular people, who are spouting hatred, who are spouting, you know, derogatory opinions. I mean, Jesus wept. There's look at the latest Louis Theroux documentary, Into the Manosphere. That, I mean, there's people like that on social media. Like, let's be real here. Yeah. There is, like, there's groups of people who are actively spreading hatred, harm, misogyny, and homophobia. Yeah. You know, anti-Semitism, etc. I had that one in, especially in the current climate that we're going through right now in the UK. You know, let's pick the right fight, people. Oh yeah. Well. You know, let's have a bit of perspective on this. Like, why not, you know, add a yet still constructive comment? Nothing should be cyberbullying, even to these people. They are still people. Yeah. As much as we might think they aren't with the way their opinions are. But why not focus some time on them, constructive comments on them, to try and at least help create a discussion that might cause a young and impressionable mind to think about what they are watching and actually realise that's the truth and realism. Well, the truth. It isn't that.
Yeah, it's just
simple as. Sorry, I just got my soapbox.
I like it. I love it. I'm just sitting here. There's no camera on me, but I'm like, wow, this is good. This is entertaining. It's better than Netflix, but it's much better than Netflix. I'll watch this. I'm gonna get you on television. That's it. You need to be on television. I'll watch it.
I'd love to be a presenter on TV.
That'd be cool.
I'd love it.
I think that'll be. I won't. Not in the morning. Put you on the evening more, so you can get away with saying more stuff. That'd be fun.
I mean, you can put me on in the morning, but I feel like if the problem is I wouldn't want to do anything controversial. That's the problem because I feel like I
Yeah,
get out of depth.
yeah,
I like spreading, you know, peace, love, positivity,
yeah,
empathy, kindness. Respect. What's the other? Because I see myself as a libertarian, right? So
yeah.
freedom.
Hmm.
I like spreading those
Yeah.
concepts. Um, but if I spread those concepts in front of somebody who doesn't necessarily do it, I think I'd get very overwhelmed because those
Yeah.
people are a bit more aggressive in their
Oh
way of
God, yeah.
delivering it than I am. So I
Yeah.
think I'd struggle with that. So I would quite like to just present a nice little property show, something like that. Go abroad,
That'd be bad, yeah.
where, what's it? One of those
Home
home in
centre
the
for
sun or
Hammer.
whatever it is, kind of thing. Yeah, even homes under the hammer. Me and Dion Dublin, we get on like a house on fire.
I think
I'd
it'd be
love that.
great. I would
Oh
actually
God,
start
Dion
watching it
Dublin.
again then. I'll start watching it if you were on it.
Yeah, Dan and Dion Dublin making some absolute raving banter about his football career.
That would be
That'd be
bad.
great.
But
Oh
that's
dear.
one thing as well. What I see like online, people like, you know, oh, this television personality or this person is, is in the wrong for doing this or saying that online.
Mm,
And then they go online and they moan about it and say, I'm never watching this
yeah.
person again. I was like,
Mm,
okay, you're never watching this person again. It's not going to end their career because one person from
no.
Halifax isn't, or whatever, isn't, isn't watching their career. It's like, what?
Mm.
Rubbish.
I mean, we're right to call people out for their
Yeah,
wrongdoings. 100% right to. And I think that things like the BBC, they are 100% right to not re-show them on telly as well,
yeah,
because at the end of the day, it is their choice, and they are
mm,
100% right to. They have the 100% right to
yeah,
do so. Whether it's right or not, it's a different story.
hmm,
But at the same time as well, it's like you get all these things where people go like, "Oh, you can't change the past.
oh
You
yeah,
can't censor the past. We have to learn from it." It's like most of us have learned from it. It's you who hasn't.
yeah,
Like most of the people who weren't born then have
yeah,
learned from it because, well, they haven't had to learn from it because they've been brought up correctly. It's only those
yeah,
who haven't been brought up
oh yeah,
in the right way to understand why
hmm,
certain TV shows, like for example, some of the jokes in Love Thy Neighbour, for
yeah,
example, a classic.
yeah,
Oh no, refrain that, not classic. Was at one point
yeah,
considered a classic sitcom in the UK.
hmm,
Some people, people who are often saying, "Oh, you shouldn't censor the past." It's like you're the ones who haven't learnt from it, because
yeah,
their argument is always, "People will learn from this. We need to learn to not do it again." It's like,
mm,
well, yeah, but I don't need to constantly, watch footage of the worst horrible atrocities committed by
yeah,
mankind in the real world, let alone on
yeah,
telly, to know I shouldn't murder and kill people.
yeah,
Like, I don't need that. At the end of, like, you are the problem because you're the one who
oh
feels
god,
that
yeah,
people
yeah,
need this, because you actually still think it's okay to watch this,
mm,
and still think this is a good television show.
yeah.
You
I
know,
mean,
at the end of the day, the moral values of a TV show or the moral values of a person is
yeah,
what makes them what they are, not
yeah,
the actual quality of what or of their life,
yeah,
or their or how they're made, etc. When talking about television, so yeah,
yeah. It's just,
yeah, there is that.
I don't understand what's people are just. I think people have most people are probably fine, but there's a lot of people who have very little in their life, and that's the people
Mm,
I find go
yeah.
online and start causing trouble. I mean, you've got flipping loads of things on. I've got my music, I've got my life. We both keep ourselves
Yeah.
busy, so we haven't got time to go
Mm,
around saying,
yeah.
your guitar string's wrong. You shouldn't be commenting on this person's post. Why are you talking to this person? Why have you
Mm.
We ain't got time for this shit.
Yeah, we have to remember actually, and we should be. In some ways, we need to also remember to be empathetic, because we've actually shut a lot of this down today, and we should
Yeah.
actually be careful with that too. Because at the end of the day, these people that are doing this may well actually be incredibly lonely. They may
Mm.
be suffering quite a lot,
Yeah.
etc. And these comments are actually in many ways often potentially a cry for help,
Mm.
just hidden away. We've all had friends who have gone through things, and they've then ended up insulting people
Yeah.
because they're going through
Hmm.
stuff, and then blamed it on that. And it's like, no, what you've actually done is you've cried out for help. You
Yeah.
just haven't
Just did it
asked us for
wrong.
help. You've done it differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So we have to remember that as well. So we should be empathetic. I will
We
stress
should
that.
we should just if you're gonna go through something, at least try and tell us. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna.
exactly. Well, that's the first thing, isn't it? Yeah, like acknowledge that there's something not right, and then
Yeah,
speak to someone about that. Speak to someone trusted or a professional, etc.
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of times when you get shit goes on in your life and stuff, but you can't really. And I think a lot of people sometimes use that. I do know some people who have used, oh, something went on in my life, and then they keep that going to be nasty. I mean, there's other
Yeah,
people who don't, so it's like it's hard to figure out which one's which. But I've
yeah,
just been given
yeah.
my warning that I've got 1 minute left of this, and I fear we could keep on going for another 6 hours.
We say
But
this every time.
we do. I'm gonna get you back again until you're bored
Oh,
of me.
always happy to. Always happy to.
I have a little list here of things I want to actually talk about, and we did those, and then we went off on tangents and everything, so that was good.
Yeah.
I've got another list on the back here. What will be? These are personal assaults, what I've had in my actual life.
Oh.
So I'm going to get you on here to talk about that as well, because no one will be listening to it. It's about actually physically abused and
Mm.
assaulted whilst at work. Um,
Oh.
yes, loads of things about horses. My horses have been targeted by
No
people. All
way.
things like that. So I'm going to come on here, get you on here. It's nothing to do with music. Who cares? And we're going to
Yes.
talk about this in the future. So people should keep a lookout.
Happy to do so. Happy to do so.
And thank you for being on here.
No worries. No, thank you
Great
for
with
having
you on
me.
here.
No, it's great to be